Peace to the party. Hey, we're going to get straight to it today. We got a special guest. We told y'all we was going to be doing some new things. So we having a cultural conversation today. We got Mac Aper, founder of Autonomous Party. We got Munta, the homeboy with the news, your media director. And today we bringing a man who's been in the Source Magazine, the Wrongful Conviction podcast, buku YouTube interviews going crazy about him telling his story. We got a man named Eric Brown. You may know him as E Solid. You know what I'm saying? Got a very unique story. And today we're gonna approach it from a different angle. You know what I'm saying? So before we get started, first off, we appreciate you, even taking the time to do the interview with us, bro.
Shout out to the Browns, you heard?
Yeah.
Brown myself.
Y'all got the same surname. That's what's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you already know. So, Eric, you had a lot of interviews. They want to hear the street stories. They want to hear the war stories. They want to hear the gossip. But we kind of want to get to know the man. You know what I'm saying? Eric Brown. How you even end up in a position to where, they say ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? You a lawman studying in that law library. So we want to go. Let's take it back to the 90s. Let's take it back to East Solid as a kid. Like, how were you coming up? What was your family like? How did you even get in a position to where, you had to go to Angola? So let's start there.
First of all, again, it's an honor and pleasure to be here with you brothers. When you reached out to me, man, and I started seeing what you do, I'm like, oh, man, I got to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's an honor and pleasure to be here.
Appreciate you.
Sure.
And I respect what you brothers do.
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose of my brand, Solid Steppers United. It's to unite solid minds, solid thinkers. And when people hear my brand, Solid Steppers, they think it's basically released off just the street version. What a stepper means. We all know what a street version is. I was considered a stepper. You know what I'm saying? So when I switched it and put solid in front of it, because you got all kind of big steppers, many steppers, but there's only very few solid steppers. And that means walk what you talk. Somebody got to be who they say they are. And it's a hell of a road, bro. It's a hard road. You know what I'm saying? But you say you are who you say you are, then you got to exemplify that. When I say solid 365, that means 365 days of the year. People was like, you ought to put E Solid official, you ought to put it. I said, no, 365 has a purpose. Because I'm hearing so many dudes talking about they solid.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they're in a pressure situation,
right,
now you realize that you ain't that person.
Yeah.
You're not the person that you said you was. Break.
Yeah.
There's three types of people in this world. You got the carrot. When you put that carrot in that boiling hot pot of water, what it do? It get mushy, it get soft. So you got a lot of soft people in this world. They break under pressure. Then you got that that egg. When you put that egg in that hot pot of boiling water, what it do? It turns hard. So now he just want to bully his way through. Like he just mad at the world, right? And eventually, you know what happens to bullets, right? But then you got that coffee bean. What that coffee bean do? That coffee bean don't allow the environment or that pressure to change him. That coffee bean changes that environment. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to change. I'm not letting none of this social media stuff get me into shooing and talking about dudes, talking down on dudes in order to get views and things of that nature there. I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
If I have to answer a question that's related to a particular person, then I got to tie that situation to how could my answer benefit the community as a whole.
Right.
If it's not going to benefit the community as a whole, if it's just bashing somebody, putting them down, I don't do that. And so to answer your question, I get that from my parents. I had a mother and a father. They wasn't together. They were separated when I was 3 years old. But I was bouncing back and forth from New Orleans to Kenner.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? By my mom and my daddy. So my mom was a black nationalist.
Okay.
So when I come up, and she was Momin.
Okay.
So when I come up, like she had me listening to Malcolm X, Noble Drew Ali, Frederick, just all types of people. She always told me about my history. Then my daddy, he has Indian in him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he always cool. He was born in 1924.
Okay.
So he was 54 when I was born. So I'm an old man baby. That's what I call myself, old man baby. Meaning that by the time I was in my teens, my dad was already in his 60s and 70s.
Right, already a senior citizen.
Already a senior citizen.
Yeah.
So I come up with nothing but wisdom. So he gave me a lot of jewels that my prefrontal cortex or the frontal lobe of the brain wasn't mature enough to digest and apply properly. I was like the donkey with all the books on his back.
Yeah.
I had the knowledge, but not the application, the proper application of this knowledge. So I misused it. I went to the streets, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the streets. So with this knowledge and then this heart, that it garnered a lot of attention.
You can go through a lot of trouble.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It brought me a lot of trouble because now it's like I'm to the part where everybody want to be cool with me. Nobody want to be for me, but I got a handful of dudes that I'm cool with. When they get in trouble, they call me.
Right.
So now I'm making their beef my beef.
Correct.
So I'm jumping in shit.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you're supposed to do as a partner, as a real friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So throughout that, my name ringing in the streets. I had 2 older brothers, and like I said, my parents they had 11 of us.
Okay.
From the same mom and same dad. It's 11.
A lot of children.
You heard me?
Yeah,
That
very
old
tall.
law.
Yeah, old school.
And this is why I gotta respect my father so much.
Okay.
Because he wasn't no drug dealer, he wasn't no
Yeah.
criminal. So how the hell did you take care of 11 children?
Right.
Plus my mama. That makes 12 because she didn't have to work. You heard me?
Mm.
That's
That's
12.
yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
himself, that's 13. Like
Right.
that transition 13.
In Louisiana
13.
during this
And
time.
during Louisiana,
Yeah.
during this time at that, doing this in the South. My dad is from up north, Virginia and
Okay.
Philadelphia.
And you hear that?
So he come down and found my mom, you know, and he kicked it, and he was like, but he took care of 11 children, my mama 12, himself 13, plus the community.
Right.
And you
see what
said
I'm
something
saying?
real quick though too within that, like when you said that your pops didn't, you know what I'm saying, sell no drugs, did nothing, but he had 11 children, plus his wife. You know what I'm saying? How do you think as he asked you that question about how you got caught up, like you said, your brothers, you know what I'm saying?
It was already in Angola writing me letters about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, how's that, when you look back now, as he asked you that question dealing with how you got caught up in the first place at 16 years old, and, you know, he's taking care of y'all, but you thought you needed more? You think your brothers was in the same vein because of the fact that you had a mom and dad in the household that you said was taking care of y'all, but, you know, your dad didn't do it. It was just the streets. When you get to the point of how you got caught up in your brothers were already there, so you don't mind.
But man, the streets has a hell of a pull.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Let's be real.
They call it
know
the
what I'm saying?
culture now.
That motherfucker, they say monkeys are attracted to shiny objects. You heard me? And a lot of us was monkeys attracted to shiny objects.
Oh yeah. Facts.
All that shit
I like
that
that
glitter
analogy.
ain't gold. You heard me? We
Yeah.
thought, but to a child, boy, that shit look real.
Yeah.
That shit look like. So when my brothers writing me letters from Angola saying, man, they throw hot piss and shit on you. They mix it together and they throw it in the cell on you. They know how to hit you from cell 1 all the way to cell 5 and all like. And I'm like, shit, them niggas that intelligent in that
Right.
like, boy, if they knew how to apply that shit to something more
Right.
important in the life,
They
they'll
whole
be better
engineers
off.
or something, boy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So when he's telling me this, and I'm getting this admiration from my peers,
Right.
and then the people that I hung with was older than me. They thought I was their age. They didn't even know. They messing with a juvenile. They hanging with a juvenile. You heard me? Because I'm the leader of this.
Right.
But they older than me, but I could think already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I had that father. And like even though my parents were separated, I didn't come up in the same household with them.
Yeah.
I was back.
He would teach you how to be a man, bro.
He taught me how to be. He taught me how to be, but not by telling me.
Right.
By showing me.
Correct. 'Cause
Exemplifying.
that's how we learn.
But one time I remember him and my mama got into it, and he had gave me an envelope.
Yeah.
He said I was like about 9 years old, you heard me? So he gave me an envelope. It was sealed up. He said, don't open it. He said, bro, he said, don't show nobody this envelope. He said, put it all the way in your pants. Tuck it down here. He said, get on your bike, go ride and bring that to your mom.
Yeah.
You heard me? I don't know what this is. So I'm getting on my bike. I'm doing what my daddy said, you heard? On my little bicycle. You heard? That's what he used to say, bicycle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 1924. Get on
Yeah.
your bicycle, boy, and go. You heard? So boom, I'm on my bicycle. I get up there, get to my mom, you know what I'm saying? So years later, you know, you get a little older and you hear the different arguments, so I'm taking up for mom. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And my daddy said, son, check this out. He said, that's your mom. Regardless of what me and her go through, that's your mom. That's all my kids' mother. She ain't gonna never be without.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me?
Yeah.
She ain't gonna never be in the street. She ain't gonna never be without. whether we together or not.
Right.
And that just taught me the essence of a man.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm not gonna never put the children of my mama. I don't care if we beef and all that. She
Yeah.
got her ideology, I got mine. You heard me?
Yeah.
But I'm not about to let her be in the street. I'm not, so that will let me know what was in that envelope. You know what I'm saying? Why they
Yeah.
separated.
Right. Making sure
Like,
she's straight.
Yeah, and then not being vocal, not telling people what I'm
Right.
doing. Not
Yeah.
not
He doing it for
just
the
being
purpose.
about
even if
business.
I gotta look at if I gotta be looked at as the bad guy to see that's your mom.
Right.
Because he know how he was about his mom.
Correct. And it's
You see what I'm
important.
saying? And you gotta respect. We gotta respect our mothers, man. We gotta
Shout
respect
out
our
to my
fathers.
mom.
Right.
And big shout out to the fathers
Rest
out
in
there, the
peace.
real
Yeah,
folk.
that's
Don't
being
get
those
their
real men.
recognition.
Yeah, shout
Right.
out to all
Real
those men out
don't
there.
get that recognition because they do things in private, bro. Because
Right.
they're not doing it for the accolades.
celebration.
They're not doing it for the They doing it because they know what they're supposed to do as a man.
Yeah.
So big salute to y'all brothers out
They
there.
need to
too.
be celebrated.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Gotta
feel me?
be. You know what I'm saying?
So hey, look, that lead you walk right to. So let's talk about how it's even possible for homes like that got that much structure, that much discipline, that much love, can be destroyed within a couple of generations. So we're gonna take it to the 90s real quick. I'm gonna read some stats to you, bro. So Louisiana during this time frame, out of 100,000 people, 736 of them was guaranteed to go to prison. All right, in '98. So that rose from 50% from '91. So year over year, the numbers was going crazy in just Louisiana. Okay, so then you got people like with the Democrats when they had the crime bills. You talked about super predators before, right?
When I saw, yeah,
Yeah, so
they highlighted that.
They highlighted
They made
that.
us think. They made the people think that we was the worst of the worst,
Correct.
super predators, and that we were supposed to be thrown to Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Kamala, all of them made this statement about us, and then Biden, he even had to apologize
Correct.
about it, labeling us like that when he ran. But it did this damage already,
right.
and it's hard for me to say that these people in they later years in life, they've been around the world for them to make that statement. I can't. I'm not gonna be naive and think that you didn't do the data, you didn't look up, you knew what you
Correct.
was doing.
Yeah.
It fitted that mood at that particular time, and they went with that agenda.
Right.
That's why I
Exactly.
don't care about the Democrats or the Republicans.
You a fool to be on
You
either
see what I'm
side.
saying? On either, because
Right.
neither side is for it. Malcolm X said it's the lion and the fox approach.
Right.
But to answer your question, because I know this shit gets so deep, bro, I'll
Yeah.
be like just.
Yeah.
But I know what the question is. So
Yeah.
in the 90s, first of all, you got to understand this. Louisiana is a state that was based off of slave labor, right? Well, a lot of the South, America, right?
Yeah.
Southeast definitely is.
Yeah. So, but Louisiana specifically, and when you incentivize crime, you perpetuate.
Yeah.
So what they did was they allowed private prison owners to build. They told them, hey, if you build your private prison in Louisiana, we guarantee you that we would keep the bed capacity filled from 85 to 95% capacity filled. We guarantee you we'll keep that, if not 100. How do you guarantee a business you gonna keep their prison beds filled up to that capacity if you're not infringing upon people's rights? So when you just follow the money and you follow the laws, and that's why when young black dudes say, "Man, fuck politics. I don't follow politics." Politics is the thing that rule, homie. Politics affect when you go to the strip
That
club,
was the
$200
crime bill.
bills, it affects you.
Yeah.
You don't even know it. The law, those laws, when you can't step outside and just smoke a joint or see that you got to be certain feet away from a building. That's politics, bro.
Correct.
So you gotta know it. Like Pac said, you can run the red light, but read the street sign.
Yeah.
Do what you want, but just at least know what you're doing.
Be autonomous
So you can
about
be
it.
effective.
That
Correct.
part.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
when you say autonomous, I take the word autonomous to mean this. I be hearing everybody talking about independence. I like to use the term true autonomy. And what that means to me is that if you fire me from this job today, I'm no longer independent.
Right.
But if you fire me from the job today while I have true autonomy, I grow my own food, I irrigate my own water. You heard me?
Yeah.
So I take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, and I do it from the land. I do it off my own strength and my own muscles, where can't no man or woman cut no ties and no strings and make me falter.
That's real.
That's what true autonomy means to me. So when everybody tell me they want to be independent, I want true autonomy.
And so now they
Right.
know why we done linked up.
So yeah, so
Now
let me
they
answer
know.
your question. I know they gonna be like, but
Yeah.
like yeah, cause shit get deep,
Yeah.
right? So, boom. So in the 90s, what they did was when you incentivize crime, you perpetuate.
Right.
Right.
So they told all these private prisons, come build your prison here. We got you. Tax breaks, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to keep your beds filled up. Because that's how these private facilities make their money.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got the rap industry.
That's the how.
went
How are they
from the-
keeping people doing it is creating that culture.
That
to
whole
make people
part.
emulate, you know what I'm saying?
That
They
whole
went
part.
from the public enemy, fight the power.
Right.
Now, if you rap like, that's how I rap.
Okay.
That's why I don't really too much rap no more, because
They don't wanna
I
hear
know
that.
it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah.
But now, because of my story,
Yeah.
certain people, when they hear it, they be like, ooh, I might not be the best rapper.
Yeah.
But I'm the rawest and the realest in that. You know that everything I'm saying, I lived it.
Yeah.
So some people like, man, you make the hell of my home stand up.
Yeah.
You know, because when you hear that truth, you hear that realness, we can't help but be compelled and moved by it.
Yeah.
Right? So, man, I get so moved on these type of stuff.
Nah, yeah, but we won't.
Day, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm, this is my element.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, to answer the question, it was horrible because Louisiana became a modern day slave plantation.
The whole
Because of
state.
that, the whole state.
Yeah.
That we had the highest incarceration rate in the world. That means all the third world countries that we talked about, that we belittle, Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
Russia, they wasn't even treating their people like that,
Right.
right? But Louisiana had the highest incarceration rate in the world. But guess what they had the lowest in? Graduation.
Education.
Yeah.
So that lets you. That's a correlation, man.
100%.
That's that pipeline.
You can't
Yeah,
have
school
one
to
without
prison
the
pipeline.
That's
tell
that
you,
pipeline.
From school to prison pipeline. Man, just look how the schools look. They look just like the prisons. Bro.
Yeah, especially in Louisiana.
I felt like I was going straight to somewhere where I already been. Well,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was normal, bro.
Yeah.
And then having brothers already know, watching the police kicking the door,
Right.
arresting my brothers, him and my brothers up, lying on them, railroading them and shit like that.
Yeah.
It was like going to prison was a rite of passage to me. Like I used to go to sleep having visions of me in Angola smoking a cigarette, shit like that. Just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and I'm like, why? When I'm saying to myself, when I became an intelligent man, I'm asking, why was I even thinking like
Right.
that?
Right. What's the mind state?
program.
What the hell? What did they do?
Yeah. And it worked. It was effective.
It was very effective because I did it.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, shit, but I go there and go, I bet you I ain't gonna get fucking money. And
Yeah.
I'm going, yeah. So I'm like, why? So that's why I tell young brothers today, I be like, bro, I don't think that I was the most solidest or the baddest that you can't do what I did and the way I did it. No, I'm not gonna disrespect no young dude like that. Feel like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give him his respect. No, you probably would. So I'm gonna ask you the question, why though?
Yeah.
Why the hell you want to go do that shit out there?
You
Man,
feel me?
you-
The whole
It's
part.
been an alternative.
I
my
wanted
boy.
to go, so that's called temporary insanity.
Yeah,
bro.
'cause
That's
now we
because
know better, E.
Monkeys are attracted to shine out. When we was
Yeah.
kids and we was acting irrational, because the prefrontal cortex or the frontal lobe of the brain controls rational thinking.
Yeah.
It is not fully developed until the age of 25. Therefore, anybody 25 and under, bro, they're gonna act irrational.
Right.
Not justifying anything of the action, but just so you can have a better understanding that people at that age, bro, they're gonna be more, reactionary instead of responding. So
Which
you
is
can
why the
react to a
media-
situation, and you can respond to a situation. Adults respond. Children react.
Say, and to your point, that explains why the media is targeting the youth with the type of content that they are.
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? Because it's the
Yeah.
most effective on them. So that leads us into our next point, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to 10-2. You did a lot of talk about, see, a lot of people don't talk about the law side of you, the things that you've been helping to research for your own case and for others. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about getting into your own case. How was somebody innocent able to even be convicted to get life without parole at 16, bro?
In Louisiana in 1898, before you was born, before I was born, before the audience was born, nobody on this earth right now was living in 1898.
Correct.
Right? So they're going to tell you that this is a diabolical plan. This is something that been passed down from heritages and generations to generations. Bro. That's how deep and serious this is. So we can't keep saying that what happened in the past don't affect it.
Right.
So in 1898, they had a diabolical scheme. They said, look, we lost the Civil War, right? No more slavery legally. However, the 13th Amendment allows slavery if you're convicted of a crime.
Correct,
So
right.
it never was fully abolished.
Right.
It only was transformed into another aspect, way of doing it.
Yep.
More modern or more, make it, now they call it correctional. So we're going to
Correct.
correct you.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
but you the one that programmed me to be incorrect in the first
In the
place.
first place.
As you just pointed out, right?
You see what I'm saying? You this is what
To
you
get that occupancy
to
rate you
get
talked
that,
about.
you know, to get that occupancy. Right. And so what they said verbatimly was, they said, how do we convict them easier? We lessen the burden on our part so we can fill these beds up, get them, so we can create modern day slavery. So we can get them, we need cross pick, we need this work done for free.
Mhm.
You know, and that'd be a thing about certain people that call black people lazy. How, what the hell? Well, we built this mother.
Facts.
We lazy. You know, we tired
Yeah.
for working for free, for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for people to just look at you like that, like that's all you work is slaving from, like, bro, think about what kind of mind you, because I've met some white people, bro, and that's why I can't say that all white people, you know what I'm saying?
lying.
It'll make,
Yeah.
because, man, I met somebody that do not think like that at all,
Right.
bro. You know what I'm saying? They'll help you before some of these people your own color.
We gotta talk
They'll help.
about the truth. Yeah.
Gotta tell you the truth. Gotta tell
Yeah.
the people the truth.
Keep it solid, right?
Just keeping it solid.
Yeah.
The truth may hurt, but I gotta tell it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they had that convention, they changed the Constitution. Well, every state in the Union, you had to have 12 jurors,
Mm-hmm.
right? All of them had to be, you know, on the same page.
Same page.
Say you guilty. So what they did was they allowed non-unanimous jurors. The 10-2 law came about. It was 9-3. It was really raw. You know what I'm saying? Then they said, okay, they'll stop at 10-2.
9-3 is crazy.
10-2 or 11-1, you could get convicted of a crime. So they arrested me at 16 years old. They laid 6 photographs before me. They said, just pick any one of them. We know you 16. We'll let you go if you just pick one of them and say that they did the crime. Nah, there was a lot of black people that was getting killed in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't never harassed me like that about no black person that was killed. But soon as this white drug dealer, they don't like to say that.
Okay.
But when you watch George Floyd, when you watch these other cases of police brutality
Yeah.
and police murders of our people, the first thing they do is bring up the person, the criminal background.
Correct.
Did that have anything to do with, we just watched you shoot this man down or knee on this man? We just watched this,
Right.
right? So how can you go to his criminal? What that had to do with the situation?
Mhm.
Nothing, right? Now, in my situation, they never publicized this dude's background in the media. It only came out once because the state witness, the so-called government, got on the stand and he asked, well, how did he make his money? Oh, he sold drugs for a living. But technically, he had black kids selling his drugs for him.
Okay.
And he got unalive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Very
they put-
usual in that line of business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very. So they put 6 photographs before me and said, just pick one of them. And it was all young black males.
Right. That you didn't know.
Some of them I knew.
Okay.
So, and it was like, but I'm like, hold up, I'm not about to just lie on nobody. That's
Oh,
lie
yeah.
ratting.
That ain't his. Yeah. That ain't his charge.
It's crazy work.
Yeah.
So now they literally got upset with me.
Okay.
Literally got upset with me because I didn't want to lie on somebody.
Right.
Oh, we gonna see. So now they got my mom in the room, which you should have had my mom in the room from the beginning because I was a minor. And you telling her you trying to threaten her, but you don't know you dealing with a black panther.
Right.
You dealing with that woman strong. That woman like she ain't scared of one of you, mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is your
She
toe.
was built for that.
Yeah, she was like, boy, she said, my son said he don't want to talk to you. He don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell you nothing. You know? So now, when you stand up for your rights, that really makes some
'em mad.
people upset, man.
Yeah.
They like, you supposed to just, I seen so many cases when I got to Angola and I was working on, well, I'm reading a case. And I'm like, bro, why you say, oh, bro, cause they scared me, bro. They forced me. They were
Right.
there. They were. I said, bro, that's why y'all gotta learn, but just stay out the street shit, bro.
Right.
Stop messing with it, bro. If you go, because there's called repercussion.
Mm-hmm.
There's consequences and repercussions to
Cause and
everything you do. It's a
Yeah.
cause and effect, bro.
Yeah.
And it's constitutionally set up.
And they didn't tell
That's how the
these-
Constitution is set up. Either
and they
way,
didn't
state
tell
by
these
state.
kids before
Yeah.
that. Look, when you get in this game, there's gonna be ambulances, body bags, murder charges, railroading,
Right.
penitentiary, cemetery.
So you fair
Can you
game for
handle
all that.
Are you ready for it? They don't tell. They just show them the jewelry,
Right.
the money, the women.
Yeah.
They just show that part, and that's what kids are attracted to.
Correct.
But then when they in that mix, And the consequences, repercussions come. Now they realize, damn, hold on, I should have stayed my ass.
Yeah.
in
Hey,
school.
the
In
law
too
of
deep.
attraction, but then the karma come with that attraction too.
Very
You know what I
much.
mean? In the law of how it's
Absolutely.
gonna hit you and the gravity of it. Some people ain't ready for it.
Right. So, in so in conclusion to that part, when they allowed the non-unanimous jury verdict to go through, they've been doing that since 1898.
Right.
So when I got arrested and I went to trial, no murder weapon, no eyewitnesses, no DNA, no fingerprints, and 2 jurors found me not guilty. Only 1 black was on my jury.
Okay.
All the rest of them, 11 white people up there. Now they say jury are your peers. I'm 16 years old, 16-year-old black male on trial. I didn't see nobody was barely in my generation. Even the black lady that was on there looked like she was old enough to be my grandmother.
Right.
So how was that a jury of my peers to actually decide from this evidence? But the way God had it was like, nah, man, this shit is so whack. So 2 jurors found me not guilty, bro. And so they still said guilty. The judge gave me life without parole plus 30 years. Said I had to die, do life, come back and do 30 more.
That's crazy work. Like, I never understood how a system would like put your mind in that kind of mind state that you already got life. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna come back and put another 30 years or double life. Like the person can't come. Does the prison system believe in resurrection?
Well,
Like, so what's the point of like you gave a person life? They die at
What's
60,
the
70 years
purpose
old.
of over top of that?
What's the point of putting another 30 on top? Like I did that part right there always like threw me off.
Well, I could give you a little insight from a legal aspect.
Yeah, can you
Everybody
break
wanna know
that
about
down?
Legal.
Yeah.
The legal aspect of it is when they done did what they did you in that kangaroo court, they already know that there's safeguards and ramifications that you may get attention on and you may get a reversible error on. So they can't just say because if you got multiple charges, like I had murder and armed robbery. So they couldn't just that arise from the same offense.
Crime, yeah.
So when it arises from the same, they're not gonna just drop the other and just don't give you just
Right.
because you got so much time on the first one that you can't do it. They're not gonna just forget about the other. So
Right.
they still have to go forward and still give you the sentence that they want to give you on that particular crime or charge as well.
Okay.
You see, so like, cause I worked on the case where dude had 680 years. I'm like, damn, but he was like saying the same thing. It don't make no sense. But when I broke it down to him, I said, bro, because you might get some play on this one
Right.
here.
It all
Reduce it.
added up.
Yeah.
So they making sure that,
wanna-
okay,
so
the
they
points
wanna
are-
they wanna make sure that they got your ass.
So even if you beat the life part, they still got you for 30 years on
And
the
if you
other
beat that,
one.
it's still them other charges.
Yeah, I seen
They
that.
still got the life.
I'm glad you broke it down that
they
way
just
for people.
thorough.
Yeah.
They thorough with their bullshit.
Right.
What they do. We
Well,
the only
kangaroo
one that's
courts.
not terrible.
Yeah.
We the only one that's not thorough.
Right.
They thorough with what they're doing.
Right.
See, because we'll go out and commit a crime for $20.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We'll leave a
can't
Which is
afford
bandana.
an
crazy
attorney.
work.
We'll leave a bandana.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We won't have our face covered or something.
Now
We'll
they gonna
leave-
have it
some
on
of
the
them,
phone.
Some of them leave out. We'll Instagram it. Got bust that motherfucker head.
Yeah.
You heard me? They're
Yeah.
like that.
Drop a song.
And so we the only one that's not thorough. But when they do they bullshit, they
Yeah.
thorough with it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so they were so thorough with it to where it took all the way till a couple of years ago we had to get that law abolished. And look how we had to get it abolished. I got hip to it in 1994.
Okay.
All right. My brothers and all his comrades up there were telling about the non-unanimous jury verdict law. I had it. So I'm like, damn, bro, I got this shit. So they educated me on it, right? Educated me on it. So years later, they already had tried it with the Johnson case in the 70s.
Okay.
The Johnson rule went with the Apodaca case because it was Louisiana and Oregon. They were the only 2 states actually allowing non-unanimous jury.
Okay.
Oregon realized quick, like, man, this shit is wrong, so we not gonna let you get a life sentence. We gonna mess over you, but we ain't gonna let you get a life sentence. Louisiana said, no, you gonna get that license. So Louisiana was the only state in the union that was allowing you to get life without parole. You couldn't get the death penalty to do. If you was facing the death penalty, you did have to have all 12.
Yeah.
They did at least allow that. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby white Jesus.
Yeah.
You heard me?
Yeah,
Or-
sure, yeah.
or black Jesus.
Yeah,
Picking this.
yeah, however you
Thank
come.
one of them.
Yeah.
You heard me? Like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Around a
But they
little bit.
did, but Oregon was a little more you know, like, nah, we ain't even
They
let
more
you get a
liberal
life
than
sentence.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once we brought it to the U.S. Supreme Court in the Ramos case, they was like, man, y'all right, bro. We was wrong. They fixed it right then and there.
Damn.
The power
They
of law and
fixed it
politics.
right then and there in Oregon. But guess
Right.
what? Bro, it's been years. Louisiana don't even want to make the law retroactive to applicable to me, Corey Miller. Y'all know him as C. Murder.
Right.
Don't want me. So when C. Murder come, I educated him on what's the 10-2 issue because he
Okay.
had it.
Yeah.
So I educated his attorneys. He had them attorneys at the time. So he had some badass lawyers at the time. So I'm
Okay.
like, bro, your lawyers could get
They can
heard
get it
for
done.
Man, look, he got it up there because his case was so political. They denied it. But they didn't deny the facts or the merit. They just denied to hear it. See, the U.S. Supreme, a lot of people don't know that. When you file your case to the U.S. Supreme Court, they don't have to hear it.
Right.
They only hear
They
like
pick and
1,000
choose.
cases a year.
Correct.
It's crazy work.
They only hear like 5-10% cases. A
Yeah.
year. So when you file to it, they don't necessarily have to rule on it. So when they denied it, they denied on the merit. They just denied to hear it.
Yeah.
So now whatever the lower courts are saying, that's the law of the land.
Yeah.
So eventually we got the Ramos case up there to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court said, man, y'all cut this shit out.
Yeah.
I'm down bad. Boom. Europe can't do that no more. But Louisiana, instead of taking a approach, that's why a big shout out to Royce Duplessis, Senator Royce Duplessis in Louisiana, out of New Orleans. He been pushing the bill for us to make it retroactive, right?
Yeah.
And he been standing firm on it. That's why I respect that dude, because he really fighting for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's really fighting for them to do what's, because they've been trying to, every time we catch them in the act, Louisiana, we catch them in the act of doing something wrong, they always try to wiggle out of it and just give them this year, just give them a little treat or something, make it go away. But now we're saying, man, you can't give us no little treat, man. We need our full justice for this because this was wrong.
So let's talk about why. Why Louisiana, poor state of Louisiana, will want to keep this going out of all places. It ain't just because of racism. It's becoming. Let me read some numbers to you. You tell me how this feel. So we talking about Angola, bro. So they estimating that in every year they make $4 to $6 million off the crops. All right. They say they making 15 to 20 million off the sales of various ways of those crops and other stuff that, you know, it's a lot of talented people in Angola making all kinds of shit.
People drive up the road and be like, oh, man, I seen Angola watermelon on for sale right down the street. They see it way in the cities. You know?
So I got one more number for you. They estimating $70 million of unpaid labor because it take people to create these products that they selling, right?
Like
and
us, like me. And
correct.
I was in the field picking them crops,
So they making, so what they getting paid when they work these fields?
This how they do it. When you first get there, when I first got there in the 90s, and it changed. When I got there in the 90s, they start you off in the field 2 cents an hour, 2 pennies an hour. They say that if they pay you 2 pennies an hour, you can't say it's slave. Because we paying you. That's what they say. So they give us 2 cents an hour. You can work your way up to 4. Got a raise, boy.
That's crazy.
You heard me? Give me a raise, master. I'll pick all of you. So you got dudes out there. You heard me? And then the trustees, they was getting 20 cents.
Okay.
So now you got dudes that was selling their soul.
Yeah, because that's a big difference.
They get to get 20 cents and they get to drive the tractors. While you walking, they get on to drive the tractor. When you pick the crops, they got to come. You throw you get the crate,
you
like
put it
you pick
unloaded
potato
up.
and all that. The only thing I did like about picking that stuff, I didn't pick cotton.
Yeah.
That was my only way of saluting my ancestors, paying homage to my ancestors. I didn't pick the cotton. So they were like, man, it didn't mess your fingers up, bro.
Yeah, the thorns.
It messes you up bad. So I'm like, I ain't picking. So they're like, well, we got a spot for you. So I'll get X amount of days in the dungeon. So the days in the dungeon was like the modern day lashes on your back.
Yeah.
When you rebel, right? So I read a book on Elijah Muhammad. He was talking about how he learned how to harvest crops and he took it back to the Nation of Islam and now they knew how to do it. He learned that from when he was in prison, right? So I'm like, damn. So I started looking at it like that. I said, because I can't keep bucking the field. You know, once they get you a write-up, then now you got to start 90 days over to get a job out the field. So I'm just on a hamster wheel.
Right.
I go to the field, go to the dungeon, go to the field, you know, like, I'm going to just stay on lockdown. Which one? But then now I'm being denied the law library. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask for books. If you in the dungeon, you can't get it. So if you on lockdown, you can ask, send word, the law library come bring your book. They bring you what they want.
Right.
Because they illiterate. They said they just put anybody in there.
Correct.
So we started saying, man, we got to start getting people in this law library to know what they doing.
Correct.
We can't keep allowing the system to put people in there who's going to be working against us.
Right.
You deliberately putting people in there that don't
Of
know what
course.
they're doing so they can make mistakes like that. Some
Right.
of them deliberate because they lazy. Them niggas just glad to be out the field.
Mm-hmm.
So we implemented a lot of stuff in that prison, bro.
Okay.
My brothers and the brothers before us that came through, man. I learned a lot from them. I started in their law class. Next thing you know, I started teaching the law class.
So that's how it came about.
That's how it came
Okay.
about. We also implemented the CPO team in there. So many dudes was dying, catching heart attacks, and the system, the guards just walk over. It was like ignoring them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when they did that, it got to the point where as we was like, we got to save ourselves. So we went, got people from the streets, EMTs, to come certify us in CPO. So now we're certified instructors, so we can certify you. And so now we started telling all the dormitories, man, come on out to our CPR class, let us train you, certify you in CPR, and we will make you a dorm respondent. A dorm respondent is a person that, or a cell respondent, if you in the cell blocks, somebody in that area catch a
that's
heart
your
attack
area.
or a stroke,
Yeah.
the security on duty know holler at you. Because they was like, man, I ain't putting my mouth on nobody. I'm not getting down there and do that. And we had that same, concept too.
Right.
We as prisoners, as men, like, man,
Correct.
so that we had face shields, one-way valve, where you could blow the breath in somebody, but you don't have to worry about being contaminated and coming back on you.
Right.
So we just was serious about it because I had two brothers that died in Angola. Not
Yeah.
one, but two. So I didn't want to have to see you coming to visit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see you visiting this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool dude. And now you have to go through what my family went through. So if I could help with this life-saving skill, if I could help save your loved one and hope that he can make it home to you, that's what I'm going to do.
Right. So let me ask you this. They say something about generational curses, right? You say you got two brothers that lost their life in Angola. So you coming into your situation, you here now, you know about the law. So, like, what does that feel like knowing that, you got a chance to do something different now, but that's the legacy before you of your older brother? I know you had to look up to him and respect him. So what does that hit like, bro? You know what I'm saying?
It hit hard, bro. Because when I got to really know my brother, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get to know him until I went to prison.
That's crazy. I wanted to ask you that. Like,
You know what I'm saying? I didn't really meet my brother until we was in prison. So, but my childhood memories of him, what made me not disrespect my brother, what made me know that my brother was a man, was because all my childhood memories, there's only a few of them, because he was only free so many, times as I was growing up. But he has a son that's a year younger than me. Just a year younger than me.
Wow.
So he used to go pick his son up and pick me up, take us to the park, take us to the movie. Every time my brother was out, when he was free, he was doing his manly duty. He was only going to prison because, he was on drugs.
Right.
But at the same time, he wanted to make a living. He wanted to provide for his family.
Right.
So he was a hustler. He was out in the streets. He was hustling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how, I remembered him. But I respected the fact because every time I used to pull up and I see that car, my brother, I'm running outside of my big brother. Getting this, you know what I'm saying? I used to love that.
Yeah.
So when it wasn't there, that's when the streets got me.
Right.
now
See
you
what I'm
getting
saying?
that makes sense.
When my big brother was there, my dad already old, up in age. So when my big brothers was there to get me, I was cool. I was straight. But when he went to prison, and now it's nothing but the streets, there was nobody left.
And then, so how old was your brother when you went into Angola? When you met him?
Shit, like I said, man. So I remember all my life, basically, I remember just going to Angola visiting. Besides those few memories that I have of him picking me and his son up, taking us to the park, taking us to the movies, stuff like that.
I'm saying, like you said, you went when you was in Angola. Was he there too at the same time?
Yeah. But the one was
One
two
of them, but two of
The
them
other
was
one
one
had
of them.
just escaped and got murdered. He just escaped and shot him in the back.
That's crazy.
So
The other one was still there.
how old were you? You were 16. How old was
I
he?
was he had to be like about 20 years older than me. So if I was
Wow.
16, he was like 36, something like that.
So in that time, you spent 25 years there, right? So if he was 36, just if you don't mind me asking, your brother.
He was like 50 when he died. My second brother.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So you actually were locked up with him at the
Yeah,
time when he died.
Actually, when he died, I was in a dungeon.
Man, right.
They said that I was
Damn.
selling cell phones and drugs. I was using the law library as my base to do it. That's
Right.
what they were saying. Right? Somebody wrote a letter. You know how that go. So while I'm in the dungeon, they had all they locked up everybody in the law library. So they let all them go. They just left me in the dungeon trying to break me, right? Trying to put everything on me. Because they did find some contraband and stuff like that. But none of it was connected or tied to me. So nobody wanted to say nothing, but they just kept saying, your name keep popping up. If my name keep popping up, then where's the evidence? Right. If my name keep popping up, right? So I'm in the dungeon first. So dudes come to my cell. Man, I'm going to write your brother and let him know bring you in the dungeon because he was in another part. So I'm like, man, don't write my brother. He got his own problems he's dealing with, man. I said, I'm a grown man, brother. We telling my brother I'm in a dungeon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just was comrades that, looked up to my brother.
Yeah.
So they just wanted to know what's going on with his little brother. You know what I'm saying? So I done already word the man had the death anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm good, man. So then somebody else come to cell and they said, bro, Norris, dude named Norris Henderson. He got out, doing a good thing, got the vote organization in Louisiana and stuff like that. So somebody said, hey man, your brother said send him Norris' number. So I'm writing him a letter, sending him Norris' number. Mailed it out of time. By the time he got that, I'm not sure if he even received the letter or what, because by the time I calculated everything, by the time he would have got it, they come down from my cell. They say, Eric Brown, the chaplain want to see you. Man, anybody in prison, no. When they pull up and talking about the chaplain want to see you, nobody wants to see him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't be good.
You calling me out. You
Yeah.
see my just call the chaplain want to see you, nobody wants that call. Because you already know what it is. Like, man, fuck, who this is? Now, what didn't have? Who? Now, all you think now, who? You know what I'm saying? Because you know whatever it was about to be.
You were and you shared a cell also with C Murder, right?
Well, we didn't share a cell together. We was in a dormitory. We was in
Dormitory,
population.
okay.
Yeah, so I slept right here. He slept right there.
And so like it's crazy. So when you say it also like that, I've heard people interview and stuff like that. Boozy as well. Boozy was in
he was in another part of the place.
the same place though. But y'all all were at the same time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so with the law part, because they seem like they're trying to keep you from the law part.
Law library, yeah.
Because that's where you keep telling me that from the time you get in, even your older brother and them were on that law side.
They did what they did with the hookup about the selling cell phones and drugs because they found out I kind of like snuck in the law library. you got different factions.
Okay.
Of security there. You got some security that was like, man, I don't like what they doing, you bro. I see how they be lying on you, but they can't get mad at you because your mom is suing them for killing your brother, man. Like some of them understood that.
Right.
And they can't get mad at me for standing my ground when some of them disrespect me and try to play on my intelligence.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, man, it's all, you know what I'm saying? Because when they killed my brother, I felt like all of them did it. You know?
Your brother was locked up with you.
Yeah, the one that escaped. And so
I mean, the older one that escaped. I got you.
so
Because everybody knows, you know what I mean?
So it was in my mind at that time, it was war. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you on the street and a black dude do something to your relative, you gonna be on his ass. So it was the same way. So people was like, man, stop, man, leave them people alone. They gonna kill you. I said, well, they gonna have to kill me. I said, but y'all don't feel like this when y'all going to war with y'all own kind.
Right.
Y'all only feel like this when you're going to war with somebody else. Now I ain't about to sit here and hold hands talking about we should overcome. I had to watch my mama bury her son. I had to watch my mama cry. My mama sued him for 19 years for that. It took 19 years. The attorney general had to ask my mom, where did you get your strength from?
Wow.
You know?
So let me ask you this, bro. So I seen Charleston White mention your name several interviews, and I know that when we spoke, you talked about with the case law that was helped to get you free. What was the role that he had in there? Was he just a supporter, or how they came to be? Bro?
A lot of people don't like when I tell the truth on this because they want to have their own perception. Most of them only meet Charleston White on these online. Never really met him in person, or they meet him in character. I don't know the character Charleston White. I don't know I know Charleston White. How I know Charleston White from when I was in Angola, he was out here in Texas. When we was trying to get all these celebrities, all these rappers, all these big names to support the non-unanimous jury verdict, to support the Miller vs. Zeller, to support Brian Stevenson.
That 10-2.
Not the 10-2 and the juvenile bill.
Got you.
And the juvenile
So the juvenile law to show that you shouldn't give kids under the age of 18 an automatic life without parole sentence, right? So that's who big shout out to Brian Stevenson. So when he was pushing that, I got him into Angola, right? So he was like, man, get this, we need this, that. So I'm helping, doing everything I can, right? So I'm reaching out to all the celebrity people that I know. I got them reaching out to everybody that they know, right? But when we do the rallies, nobody showing up. But white people, white
Ain't that
people,
something?
white people, and most of the white people didn't have a skin. They didn't have no son or loved one
Right.
locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody who had all the celebrities that free my dog, free my
Yeah.
dog, none of them was supporting it.
In real life,
But guess what? Charleston White, way out here in Texas.
Hmm.
You know, I say way, just even though it's 2 states, 1 state
But
away.
still,
I
he
just
don't
He
know
coming though.
way
Yeah.
to another state, bro.
Yeah, he
Right.
coming though. You're saying basically.
But his name is on there, Amicus Brief, that helped get me free. So it's like, so when he go at it with the Booster situation, it's like, man, Booster from, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get on Booster till I was going in the field one day and dude like, listen to this
And
right
playing it,
quick.
yeah.
And I'm like, what a little funny little boy said, heard me? But he was spitting, you know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, okay, you from BO? Yeah, I
Yeah.
fuck with BO. You know, we were our way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So so I'd be like, damn, I hate to see that kind of shit. And then the way how serious it got and how it balled over with, because sometimes words be meaning something, but
yeah.
words are powerful.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell somebody how to feel about a certain situation.
Yeah.
But I do understand where Charleston Angle was at when I you know what I'm saying, really
Yeah.
know them from in the trenches, in the community, was that we can't have double standards with ourselves.
Yeah.
We look at the rappers and they say this and they do this and say this and that, we glorify it. But if you ain't a rapper, you ain't got a beat behind it. And if you just saying it, now it's like, oh, you shitting on this.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm telling you the truth, but I'm just giving it to you without the medicine.
Correct.
Without the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? You know how people put the medicine in something that they don't like? I'm just giving it to you without the sugar coat.
So let's end it off like this. So I want you to tell them about your book, because you're an author, got a documentary on the way.
Yeah,
plug your socials, plug your projects, and leave a message for the culture, man, before we get up out of here.
Well, I'm going to hit y'all with this, man. Y'all follow me at eastsolid365 on Instagram. Be prepared. I'm about to drop the book on the cost of crime, crime for dummies. That's just it's a work booklet for the at-risk youth, right? Also, I got my new channel that I'm getting back in the algorithm called Solid Point of View TV on YouTube. I'm gonna be giving my solid point of view on a lot of things, because I be like, man, F opinion.
Yes.
You sick of opinions? Just have us
Everybody got an
mixed
asshole.
all up, bro. Everybody got an
Let's get
opinion
these
like
facts
that.
out here.
Everybody got it. So I'm gonna give you the solid point of view from a legal standpoint. If you want it from a street standpoint, then that's how it is. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing.
That's right.
So I got that come. Then I got the book, the documentary. We still working on that. Everybody be like, man, what a document, what a book. People don't understand, bro. It's politics and logistics behind all this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that take time. You know what I mean? And especially when you're not selling your soul.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta bear with me with that. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to partner up and team up with me, man, hit me in my DM to let me know, right? So in conclusion, I want to say this to the people, man. The experience of imprisonment will undo a lifetime of learning. Human values will be suspended. Self-concepts will be challenged. And the most ugliest or base pathological side of human nature will surface. What that means is this. When you at the bottom, when you at that bottomless pit, the worst of you can come out you, right? That's what it's designed for. But you show who you really are inside when you don't allow your environment to dictate who you are. You dictate to your environment what you need it to be. So let's be men and let's come together and let's unite, bro. True autonomy, baby. You heard me?
Real
Solid
talk.
Steppers United, man. Appreciate you, brothers' time.
Definitely.
That, man.
And I wish we could have got it to boy. Look, it's so deep,
Hey.
man. We gonna have to do a part 2 to this.
know the
man.
people gonna
They
ask
gonna
for some
want
more.
it. They gonna want it, man.
Yeah.
We gonna get. I'm here for it. I rock with these brothers, man. Appreciate y'all. Salute.
Already.
For sure. Hey, man, well, before we slide, I just want to tell everybody that you see Tap In with them. Definitely we going to see. Y'all give us the algorithm of what you feel about the content and definitely the conversation. And again, before you do slide, I want to ask one more question now to the youth. What's the message for the youth if you had to give them something from everything you've gathered, especially with the law and what your experience in the streets? What would your mark be for the autonomous party to give to the youth?
Stop thinking that your money and your drugs or whatever and women, stop thinking that that's the key to your success. The key to your success is keeping your word. Bring back being honorable. We say something, stay committed to it. Do it. That's more valuable than money because your money could go. You can lose your money. I've been up and I've been down.
Oh, yeah.
You can lose your women. You heard me? You can lose all your value. You can lose your freedom, right? But when you got that word, you're going to forever be valuable. You're going to forever be worth something. So start keeping your word. That's my message to the youth. Start keeping your word.
That's real.
I like it. And with that, we gone, y'all. Peace to the party.
Peace. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in with us. The Autonomous Party. Munta.
What's up, homeboy with the news, man?
Yes, right.
Peace to the party.
It's your boy Mac Aether, as you know, founder, the Autonomous Party. The harsh reality is live life autonomously. That's why we want you to tap in with us. As we start this network vibe that we building out, you know what I'm saying? We want you to tap in, subscribe, check us out on, obviously, YouTube. Don't forget, we're on website, theautonomousparty.com, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Got to check out our website. Merch and stuff coming soon. We got some samples out there, but we're getting ready to go full launch with that too. The Patreon, when you go to Maroonville, if you don't know, it's like our virtual city type vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We try to do like the village, you hear me? So pull up to Maroonville and you'll see us do different things using that brand underneath the Autonomous Party, you heard me? So shout out to all the American Maroons out there, Esther Lusty, all my Gullah folk out there, all my indigenous people out there. You know what I mean? What they call black natives
Oh, yeah.
of America. You heard me? So
Yeah.
tap in with us.
That's what it is, man. Hey, make sure you always keep up to date with the news. We got a lot of new programming coming for y'all. Appreciate all the support, man. Peace to the party.
On the other side of this, too, is we've been trying to address certain things in our community. And this is why we have these different plugs in for conversations and dialogue so we can open it up for everybody to tap in and you give us your feedback. So your feedback matters, you know what I'm saying, and what
Most
we
definitely.
do. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure we keep it genuine with y'all, that we want y'all feedback from all the different communities that's tapped in, that understand they relate to the ideal of being autonomous,
Yeah.
self-governing. We got to get back to that on a village and on a community on a national level. So that's why the whole brand is really about being autonomous, no matter if you subscribe to different
Right.
identities underneath being an American or labeled black in America. This is the maroon side of it. So we're giving it to you this way, raw, uncut.
And I would say, just to add, a lot of people think we're not trying to ruffle no feathers, bro. We're not trying to antagonize people when we make sure we come and share the version of history that we've researched and provide sources for. It's really to build. You know what I'm saying? So now we are, in the effort to do that, we are expanding our outreach. You know what I'm saying, Mac?
Definitely.
Like we want this to be for everybody to take on the message and challenge us if you feel like we've said something wrong, but come with your sources and we all come with respect and we can do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I got on it, man.
Yeah, man. Just still, I mean, we always transparent. That's why we do these things like this. And when you get this clip, we hope you, again, share it out to the community, tap in with us. We're on all social platforms. You can find us. Basically, you can see us everywhere.
We got YouTube. for sure.
YouTube,
Yeah. TikTok. Yeah. X.
Mm-hmm. News.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's our news, like all the clips and stuff, information. If you want to read and you like to read, we drop a lot of information on X that you could read from the source standpoint of our builds, actually. You know what I mean? And crazy enough, you'll see so much stuff on there. You'll be like, which video or
We got
what it
years
come
of
from?
it. Yeah.
It's a lot of content there. So we would like for you to go, if you like to read, you know what I mean? There's clips there. And obviously the exclusive stuff is going to be on Patreon.
Right.
So our Patreon is set up.
Subscribe to Patreon to them.
So Patreon is set up to where we're going to be doing our classes from there, programs from there, obviously the social things that we have going on exclusively for those who subscribe. They'll have access to being able to tap in with us that way. And then at the same time, we're looking to, expand that community. That's why we call it Maroonville. Even though it's our social club, it's called the Autonomous Party Social Club. The Maroonville is literally the vibe for the social standpoint of a village community type of vibe. So all the different things that happens in the community, we're doing it on our Patreon. You hear me? So definitely subscribe to that. I mean, you could, for free, subscribe to it. You can support. We got different tiers right now. We got a $5 tier. We got Sunday service tier, Maroonville, Sunday service. And for my, for the ministry side even, our social members on the ministry side, that's right, the Autonomous Party Ecclesia, the Assembly, you heard? We do have the ministry set up. You know what I mean? That's what we did this year. Take the time to set up that side of your party. And now that's why we're coming back to this media side to give you that vibe, content-wise, on a network level. Feel what I'm saying? So these different exclusive things you're going to see us doing, interviews, etc., and obviously different network of people that we're going to be tapping into that's going to be bringing content to our platform for y'all to take in and, again, be autonomous with it. Do what's the best for you and yours. You heard me? So, again, it's your boy Mac Aether. You heard me? The harsh reality is live life autonomously. That's the campaign, and the party is the autonomous party. You heard me? So tap in.